2, 3, cut!
Well, welcome everyone to Ray Graham Association's Monarch Academy, Naperville. For those of you who don't know me, it's my pleasure to be the president and CEO of Ray Graham Association. Ray Graham Association serves about 2,000 children and adults around our county every single year in a variety of different programs. And we are absolutely delighted to have had the opportunity to partnership with to merge a partnership with BMO Harris Bank and our Saviour's Lutheran Church right here in downtown Naperville, which we could not be happier about.
Welcome to Business Connection. I'm Liz Spencer. Hey, we have wonderful guests in studio. We have Kim Zoeller, who's president and CEO of Ray Graham Association. And we've got Chris Michalski, who's from BMO Harris Bank, and you are the market president.
Correct.
So we're going to get started, though. We just saw your ribbon cutting. Mm-hmm. Welcome to Naperville. Tell me a little bit about how exciting that was.
Oh, very exciting. We have been providing services in DuPage County for more than 60 years, yes, and have been working with about 180 families from Naperville. So to be able to open a program location right in the downtown Naperville area in response to families inviting us to come into their community, having an actual program location, we've been very excited to be there and to do that.
And that's your Monarch Academy.
It is our Monarch Academy. Our Monarch Academy is actually a one-of-a-kind program that's offered right here. We created it by listening to families and learning from families about what their expectations are for their young adults leaving high school. If you have a disability and you are exiting high school, you have a couple of choices. You may go to work, you may go to college, or you may be in a situation where you're trying to put together what your week is going to be looking like. And that's the group that we really tried to respond to their needs. We started something in Burr Ridge at our Hansen Center with a small group of individuals and families and created the concept of Monarch Academy. Families in Naperville heard about it, went to visit, talked to those families, and they asked us if we would please sit and meet with them. And in fact, on a very cold winter night out in Wheatland School, we went out and met with 40 families, and they began to tell us their story. And we were then able to secure a partnership with our Saviour Lutheran Church right next door to Edward Hospital, get some great support from BMO Harris Bank, and was able to open Monarch Academy.
Now, Chris, I think of BMO Harris, you know, the term is often corporate citizen, but I really think of you guys as a corporate friend. You help so many not-for-profits and people in the area because you just, I don't know, I think you have just a really big heart, Chris.
Thanks, Liz. I do appreciate that. You know, we've been part of the Naperville community for 55 years now, and that's amazing. And we've always been a huge community partner. And this was a unique opportunity because one of our employees, Joe Derazinski, sits on the board at Ray Graham in Burr Ridge. And his daughter volunteers with the equine therapy program and got really involved and interested with what was happening there. And we approached Ray Graham and Monarch Academy, and we said, how can we get involved? I mean, what there's some good things happening there. And it was perfect timing because just as Kim was saying, that there was meetings taking place with parents and there was a need. And we looked at it as an opportunity where we could help underwrite some of those programs. So we got involved, like we have in the past, across throughout Naperville, and really saw it as a great opportunity.
Well, and timing is perfect. So when you're trying to launch something, is when you need a little extra help, and that's I can speak from NCTV's history with BMO Harris. They always seem to show up just when we need them.
Absolutely.
With Monarch Academy and the students you're serving, that's that transition period.
It is.
And I don't think we often think about when we see a disabled child maybe at 5 or 10 or 15, we don't think about them as an adult, but they grow up.
They sure do. They grow up and they want to work. They want to have a job. A large part of what we focus our efforts on is the vocational tracks that these young adults may be interested in going in. So we're always looking for companies who would be interested in learning more about our services that may have some job tasks that they would like to consider if people with a disability could be doing, our staff is there to partner and to coach those employers and to help them to see the opportunities. We're also looking for people to give, our big part of our program is supporting people to give back to their community. The giving back is fantastic, and we very much believe that that's a part of what we should be doing and a strong value of ours, but it's also all those skills that people learn in between, you know, of social skills and learning how to complete a task, and that all becomes very valuable when those young adults are looking to have their own apartment someday, said work, to have their own exciting and meaningful life, just like what we have.
Right, and tell me a little bit about the level of disabilities
Sure.
that you're serving at Monarch.
Sure. Our Monarch Naperville location has 2 different tracks. The first track is for young adults that have just graduated high school that need some modest support, that are pretty independent, but need us to really help sort of life coach and
I think we all need a little
identify.
life
We sure do, and to help them to identify goals that they want to achieve in their life, and customize our supports and our services around that person and help them to move forward. Every single person is different, and that's what makes our services so unique, is that we identify that and we approach each person
Because
very
you're doing
differently.
an individual plan.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Our second track is with the young adult that needs some more structure and some more supports. And what we're tending to see is that those young adults who we're working with tend to have an autism diagnosis, that having that structure and that additional guidance and visual supports, and having more intensive supports from our staff, but doing the same things as the other young adults in the program, but needing a little bit more help, is the second track.
Well, you know, I think about Ray Graham, and Ray Graham, as you said, has been in the communities for a long time, providing many services.
Yeah.
It seems like you're once again at the leading edge with this program, because we are seeing more disabilities and more autistic spectrum thing. How can we help as a community, as a business, as an individual?
You're right. You know, we always try to put ourselves out there and not be the follower, but to be the leader.
Right.
And in doing that, we need to reach out, or have companies like BMO reach out to us. And with BMO, it was really that conversation of how can we help you? So we sat down and we talked about what we could do together. So we're looking for companies who are interested and that want to help. They may not know exactly how they can help, but we would sit down and have that discussion.
And it can be in multiple
It could be financial support. It could be volunteer projects.
Right, and when an employer is thinking about either doing volunteer or possibly a task, Ray Graham's going to help work with it, because I think there's a lot of anxiety on the employer and an employee standpoint.
That's
of not wanting to be, you know, inappropriate or rude, because we just don't know how to do that.
You're absolutely right. We'll help that company take that first step and figure out what path we will be on, and work together. Sometimes, you know, we have employers that will hire 2 or 3 people. Other times an employer just wants us to come in and talk about those possibilities and then take those steps a little bit slower.
And
either is fine with us.
At the Monarch Academy, when students come in, is there a graduation for them? Or how long do they normally stay?
It depends. It really depends.
good.
We in our Burr Ridge program, where we're a little bit farther along, we've had people leave us because they've found a job. And that's great, and that's a wonderful celebration to have, and that they no longer need that level of support because they're more independent. So we do celebrate people's successes, and we celebrate people moving on. So it's really individualized, I guess, is the answer. And that's, again, what makes it so unique, is that we're supporting people and customizing our supports around them, and not inviting people to be a part of a program and that they participate within that program.
It sounds like you're making a really big partnership for life.
Yes, I think so.
That's awesome. Kim, thanks so much for stopping by and
Thank you.
sharing a little bit about Ray Graham. Chris and BMO Harris, thank you so much for all that you do. It's very, very valuable. I know Kim appreciates it.
Absolutely.
I know we appreciate it. And that's what makes Naperville unique, and that's what makes everything work. So thank you so much. We're going to be right back with more Business Connections. Stay tuned.